And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It's episode 57 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I am your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. As usual, you can buy us a beer, virtual beers, if you are enjoying what we're doing. So any help we can appreciate. So thank you for everyone that has donated already.
Yes, thank you so much.
But also, don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, share on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Oh, man. It has been, it was a weekend.
It was a weekend.
It was.
For sure.
Yeah, and if you remember last week, and I can't remember if we talked about you coming or if that was a last-minute decision.
I think it was a last-minute decision.
Okay, so I believe last week we were talking about going to Texas to see the total solar eclipse since we had seen it, or I had seen it in totality with Brandy from the old radio show up in North Georgia. So I was like, I got to see this again. So I was planning on going. You were kind of on the fence because you wanted I don't know, get some work done, stuff around the house. I get that.
I had some things going on.
Yeah. So, but last minute, I asked you again. I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to go?" And you said yes.
Yes, you made it sound so fun, and everything sounded great in Dallas, and we could see some friends and all that.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
And it helped save me a little money on hotels, because if you weren't coming, I feel like it would be weird for me to stay with your old coworker and her husband.
Yeah.
So I would have had to book 2 more hotel rooms or whatever. So,
which they probably wouldn't have thought it was weird. They probably would have been like, no, come over here anyway. But
I mean, it wouldn't have been weird, but it would have been, I would have felt weird. Like, she would have been like, why didn't Alexis come?
Yeah,
you know?
I don't like any of you.
You should have felt weird.
I'm just kidding.
But let's see, the first part of the trip. So we get up to the airport, and I think we're when like the seats around the gate, and we saw that girl, and she had like bruises and like Band-Aids on her face and stuff, and I thought she got some work done or something at first.
No, this girl looks like she fell off a Mexican scooter. Like, she was all banged up, bruised up, cuts. I didn't even notice, but she had like the Band-Aids, like the skin color Band-Aids on, and they were kind of like falling off. I'm like, what happened to this chick? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tell me your story.
Yeah, I know, right? And then we get on the plane, and we were seated separately, and she was right next to me.
Yep.
Like by chance. And,
of course.
And then the guy next to me, and I was in the middle row. The guy next to me wanted to move to go sit by his wife or something. So he said, hey, does your wife want to come back here and sit back, next to you? And
yes,
I was
please.
like, hell yeah. So, and I stayed in the middle seat, right?
You did. I'm shocked.
This is your trip, babe.
This was my trip.
I took the middle seat on the way there, and I let you have the window on the way back.
Thank you so much. I'm always stuck in the
well,
middle.
we only get one, so.
I'm always stuck in the middle between two people or bigger.
Yeah, 'cause
you and somebody else.
Normally when we book tickets, they'll give us a middle and an aisle, or a middle and a window.
Right.
And
we don't pay for it.
I'm too like, I don't know. I just can't fit. I don't know how other people, like, I don't feel like I'm like a big person.
You got beefy shoulders, babe. You got broad shoulders.
I know, but there's people that are like 6.5 feet tall and, are just bigger than me. And I don't feel like I'm huge, and I can't even put like my arms on the armrest together.
Yeah.
So I don't know how anybody else does
So
that.
everybody puts me in the middle, nice and tiny and small, short and small.
But when we were on the flight, we were playing that word game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of, what is it, like not Pictionary. It's like like Scrabble, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to like figure out words that are, different combinations. And we were stuck on these 2 words, and she leans over, and I can't remember what she said, but she was like, "It's kite and Virginia."
Yes. We're like, where'd you come from?
Yeah, right.
Because she was sleeping too. She was like knocked out, and then all of a sudden she gave us words. We're like, thank you. What happened?
And it must have been killing her, because she's like, "I'm sorry to be looking at your phone." Because it was kind of weird that she was looking at my phone.
Yeah.
But she was able to look at it and figure it out. I'm like, is this chick a genius? Maybe that like fall off the scooter knocked some sense into her.
Maybe. She's like, I'm a genius now. We still didn't ask her what happened, though. I felt bad. Like, what happened to your face?
Yeah, I wasn't going to. Yeah, because she went to the bathroom, fixed her Band-Aids and everything.
But she picked up her backpack, too, and that was to shreds. There were, like, holes in it. It looked like she was dragged by a bus or something.
Yeah, you're probably right. She probably fell off a scooter.
Something.
But then we get to Dallas, and we're looking at Ubers to get over to. We're gonna go to this brewery to do my beer chug on Friday, which we did last Friday.
Yep.
And then we had this Turo rental car. And if you're not familiar with Turo, it's like it's basically Airbnb for cars.
Vehicles.
Yeah, for vehicles.
Yeah.
And so it's just people renting out their own personal vehicles, and you can buy insurance, and you can, it has a mileage limit, and they'll either drop it off at the airport, or you got to go pick it up at their house, or wherever. So we had to go pick it up at some parking lot or whatever.
Yeah.
But so we're trying to get down to this brewery that's nearby so I can do my chug until we can pick up the car, because we had it scheduled out at a certain time. And we're like, okay, how do we get there? Let's look at the Uber. Fucking like $70.
I know. We were so excited to have Uber back, but $70, come on.
Yeah, a little too much.
A little too pricey.
So we get on the train, and so actually before we got on the train, we were like, where's the train station? So we're looking around, and we had to take another kind of like bus over to the train.
We asked like 4 people how to get to this train within the Dallas airport.
Yeah, but it was free to get that bus over to the train. And then we got on it's called the Dart. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The Dart is like $3. So I'm like, fuck yeah, we're going to take that. And it took us literally right by the brewery that we were going to.
Very close.
But while we were on the train, it's very similar to Marta. Marta has prepared us for this.
Yes.
Because everybody smells like weed or booze or cigarettes or BO. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
And for people that don't know, Marta is the train in Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
We're used to that. You did a whole Smarta Marta segment on the radio station. We're very familiar with the crowd on there.
Yes, exactly. And I said that to everyone, or to our friends. I was like, it's very similar to Atlanta. All of Dallas reminded me a lot of Atlanta.
It did, like
And
big city
I felt,
vibe.
yeah, and I felt bad. I kept on saying that. I was like, oh, this is similar to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But that's what I guess we had to compare it to. You know?
Reminded me of my mom, and she always compares it to Pittsburgh. This looks like Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So we did that. Took the train down there. And I'm going to jump over a little bit, but when we got to our hotel for the first night, it was just like one of those, it was not a Motel 6, but it was on Motel 6 level.
Yes. It was like they revamped a Motel 6.
Yeah. And we go to check in, and we went and checked in, and then you asked for some extra pillows. And what did he say?
He said, it's locked. He's like, I can't. He's like, it's locked. The maids leave at 3:00 every day, and they lock the storage or the supply cabinet. He's like, I just had a guy come down asking for more garbage bags. I have nothing. I can't give you anything. And I'm like, well, it's a big bed. It looks like there were 4 pillows on there, but there were only 2 when we got there. You know how they like stack them up straight, and there was like 2 on one side, no pillows on the other side. So we each had one. Which that's fine, but I'm bougie. I'm 40. I need multiple neck pillows.
Yes, yeah. So that was the first night we stayed with or in that hotel.
Yep.
And
It was fine.
yeah, it was great. And then we were going to stay in the hotel, and the next night we didn't even have a room booked yet or anything, because the last 2 nights we were staying with our friends Alec and Sarah, who used to work with in Atlanta.
Yes.
And we were going to stay with them, and then their mom was in town, I think. And she had left early, and so they messaged us like, hey, do you want to come stay at the house tonight? And we're like, yes, we do.
No more creepy hotels.
Yeah. So we went and hung out with them. Actually, it was funny. I can't remember what I was talking about. I was talking about Brandon, from Clueless 2, and talking about his TikTok or Instagram now that has like almost 1 million followers.
Yes.
And how I was like, he just does all these crazy, like goofy things, like throwing shit in a fire or in a washing machine or whatever, or feeding Zins to the anthill. And he looks at his wife or your friend Sarah and goes, There's a guy. I was talking about that.
I just showed you that.
Yeah. And they were like, oh my God, I just showed this to her. He's like, I follow him, and I fucking crack up. So it's just like, oh yeah. I was like, that's my buddy, man. That's so funny. Like, what a small world, but he has like almost 1 million followers. So.
Yes.
But it was just funny that he knew who Brandon was from the Clueless too.
So funny.
And
what are the odds?
What are the odds?
Small world.
And then what else did we do? Oh, we went to that really good barbecue place.
Everywhere was a good barbecue place.
True.
Even like the gas stations had good barbecue and tacos. The food there was phenomenal.
It really was.
Oh my gosh.
I can't remember the first one we went to. It was in Roanoke, and it was like pay by the pound or by weight.
Yeah.
So they have this huge like just barbecue
line
thing. I don't know what it's like. There's not cooking on there. I think they're just keeping it. Maybe some kind of smokery type of thing.
Yeah.
But they have sausages and brisket and bacon wrapped chicken balls and ribs and stuff.
Anything you could imagine to put on a grill was there.
Yeah. And the great thing is you could get whatever you wanted. It wasn't like, oh, can I get a half rack or you know, full rack or this or that. You could be like, give me 3 ribs, 2 sausages, 1 chicken ball, and 2 slices of brisket.
I was so impressed. How many ribs do you want? How many pieces of sausage? I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
It's so good.
We were so hungry after traveling all day. And then we went to some breweries, like you said. It was, love it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dreaming
amazing.
about that barbecue still.
Yeah. And then there's other one we didn't go to, but they took us to downtown when we were walking around called Terry Black's, I think. Barbecue. Terry. Back up, Terry.
We kept saying that. Everybody's like,
they're like,
what?
what?
Like, a little bit younger.
Yeah. But they take us in the back, and you can like pretty much go into their like smoking area, and they just have lines of smokers, and they're just stuffed with brisket. I think there was like 20 brisket per smoker, and Alex said they had like 240 briskets going at any one time every fucking day.
Oh my God.
And he
was counting.
Boom, lay it on the table, and the smoke or the barbecue chefs or whatever, they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them? Barbecue chef?
Chef?
Cook?
Yeah, just chef.
I don't know.
I'd say
like
chef.
Sheed,
probably.
like what would we call Sheed?
Oh. Yeah, he's a chef. Chef Sheed. Barbecue master.
Oh, yeah. Oh, pit master.
Pit master.
There we go.
That's it.
Yeah. we got there. But yeah, they'll talk to you and tell you how they do it, and I think they have another location in Austin and some other places. So
they were opening a new location. That's why they had mainly briskets when we went, and they were taking some of them to that new location to get them started and up and running. Because usually they have like all different kinds of meats and ribs, but it was like all briskets. I love briskets so much.
So good.
It looked amazing. Looked like little babies.
Yeah, it really did. Well, and I was watching an episode of Rogan, and he was wearing a Terry Black's barbecue shirt on.
Shit.
So yeah, I assume they have one in Austin.
Yeah, I'm sure they're very famous.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, Dallas was great.
Dallas was wonderful.
We went to so many breweries. Went to this one called Martin House, and they make a lot of like funky beers.
Yeah.
So what was the first beer you got? You just got the pickle beer.
The regular pickle beer.
Yeah, they're known for this pickle beer that they make, and I got the pineapple pickle.
Yeah.
Which they were very good, but I could probably only have one of them.
One.
It's not like one you want to like sip on. But we were a little hungover that day, so we thought, oh, they'll be good because pickle juice is supposed to cure your hangover, right?
Yeah, it's got like a lot of electrolytes. There's the salt in it, and we've had a lot of different pickle beers, and we enjoy them. Like at the Iowa State Fair, this was some pickle beer, like drinking out of the jar. It was delicious, but yeah, one was enough.
Yeah. And what else did they have? They had some like kind of like there's a lot of Mexican influenced beers there, obviously, Texas or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was one with like chamoy. There was like a salt and something, salt and lime. Yeah, salt and lime, salty lady.
Michelada, a lot of michelada.
Yeah. What else? I got a puppy chow beer.
Yes.
Which, if you're not familiar with puppy chow, in the Midwest we call it puppy chow. I think some other people call it mud buddies.
Mud buddies.
Yeah.
Which seems weird.
Yeah, but it's like Chex Mix cereal that you like. You melt chocolate and peanut butter and stuff together, and then you roll it in the Chex into that mixture, and then you roll it in powdered sugar, and it's just like this snack that we used to eat as kids or whatever.
It's like a holiday snack, right? Not just any time.
No, it's kind of an anytime snack, but I think maybe people make it more for holidays. But I remember telling the story how our friend's dog got his head stuck in the puppy chow jar.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so I'll tell this real quick. So our friends growing up, they had a beagle. And he was a puppy at the time, I think. And they had one of those sun tea jars, those glass jars that they had made the puppy chow in. So, because, when you put all the stuff in, you can shake it around and it gets the powdered sugar on everything.
Smart.
So this beagle, his name was Snickers.
Snickers?
And he had stuck his head in the jar, but since he has those big floppy ears, when it went in, he couldn't come back out.
Oh, no.
So it was like his head was stuck in there.
Poor beagle.
Yeah, and so he's in there, and we're kind of freaking out. Me and my mom are over there, and because every time he breathed, the powdered sugar would go whoosh, like kind of dust up. So we're worried about him breathing in powdered sugar and like choking or suffocating because he's a beagle, so his like rolls were holding his neck in the thing.
That would freak me out. That would give me anxiety if I was doing it, let alone a little puppy.
Yeah. So we called the vet, and the vet goes, "The first thing you do is get a camera, because this is the funniest thing I've heard all day. Take a picture.
Let's have the best sense of humor.
Yeah, I really did. And then he's like, and what you need to do is put a towel over it and get a hammer and hit it real hard and real sharp and just go goo, and just crack the the mouth, or not the mouth, the screw top or whatever. Yeah, the opening, so we can get out. So boop, did it, cracked it, got him out.
Oh.
Yeah, thank God.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But anyway,
Poor puppy.
I had a puppy chow beer.
Yeah.
Fucking delicious. What did you have? Did you have anything else that was weird?
I had some
They have like a Buffalo Hot Wings beer.
Yeah.
They didn't have it when we were there. But there's all these kind of funky, crazy beers.
I was trying to stay on the lighter side, but they had some really good seltzers. Everything was pretty high ABV. Like,
oh yeah,
I was shocked.
You get fucked up there.
Yeah, some of the sours or seltzers. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. 8%. I got a whole day to go. I can't be drinking 8% seltzers right now or whatever it was. Oh gosh.
So also yeah, so Martin House Brewing is really good. There's tons of other ones too that we really like there. But this one, the first one we went to, that Celestial, where I did the what was it? Don't Stare at the Sun.
Yes.
Beer for the Eclipse.
Yeah.
It was a black rice lager.
Oh,
did that on Friday, and then with the rest of our friends that were there, we went back on Sunday. I think, was it Sunday?
Yes, because we
Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Because it was after the Eclipse.
Yeah, that's right.
So we went back there, and we go up to go order a beer, and I'm I'm sitting there at the register, and this guy comes up and he goes, "Hey Nate, how you doing?" And I was like,
we both were like, what?
yeah, I kind of like said it, and then it clicked with me. I was like, oh, he probably saw my chug. Sometimes like the brewery people will then recognize me if I've tagged them in a chug.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, they must have saw my chug on Friday, and he goes, yeah, I used to listen to you guys in Atlanta. And I was like, what? So he was a listener of the radio show. He's a diehard of Bailey and Southside. Mm-hmm. And then he also used to work with my buddy Nathan at Scofflaw Brewing.
Yes.
So like we had a mutual friend. He used to listen to the radio show. I was like, what are the chances?
He had an
and that
Atlanta
he recognized
shirt.
me.
I know, he recognized you, and he had Atlanta Braves shirt on. I was looking at that as he came up. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, but he said he and his wife moved. I can't remember when he said they moved.
Like 5 years ago.
Yeah, but he works remotely, and he's like, I can live anywhere in the country that I want. And he's like, I picked to live here. He's like, I love it here. And I can see that. I really liked Dallas.
I liked it a lot. I think we would be in trouble a lot,
Yeah.
like weight-wise and drunken-wise, but maybe not. Maybe we'd get used to it.
Yeah, you probably. I mean, same with Atlanta. Atlanta has tons of good food and breweries and stuff. You just have to, watch it.
Watch yourself.
Oh yeah. So, but I wanted to back up real quick. So when we rented this car from Turo, we take an Uber over to where this parking lot is. Where it's supposed to be in the parking lot, and it's nighttime at this point.
Yeah. We're late.
Yeah, and we're trying to find it. We get in this parking lot, and there's like one or two cars, but the car nobody was in wasn't it. And then there was two people in this one car, and we think they were having sex. So I was like, okay, that isn't it. So we go over to the next parking lot, not over there, and we come back around, and they're getting out of the car, and they're like, oh, is this your car? And I was like, I think so. Like, I was like, what is going on right now? Yeah, that was ours.
Yep.
Yeah, so that happened. I don't know if they're homeless or just, found a car unlocked or what, but
I think they were doing it. They did not look homeless. And then another car, like a buddy came, picked them up, and they sped off. And we're both like, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So so get in the car and we drive off, and I turn the corner, and what hits your feet?
I almost freaked out. I thought something hit it pretty hard as you turned. I thought it was a gun. I was like, please don't have
Welcome to Texas, baby.
like, please don't have some random gun in here. And I reach under my seat and I go, oh, it's a smashed cell phone. Thank God. But I'm like, why is there a smashed cell phone in here? Also, what's happening?
Well, it wasn't that smashed. Like the front was fine. It was just like cracked on the back,
cracked,
I think,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like still functional. So don't know what the fuck was going on there.
Nope.
If the two people having sex like dropped their phone or what, what is it? I have no idea.
I threw it right in the glove box.
But then we get in the car, and we didn't really notice that night, but the next day we're like, this car is fucking dirty. There was like a Kleenex on the floor in the back. There are bobby pins in the little console thing. There's hair and crumbs. Yeah, whoa, so gross. And then I see one of the lights are on, and I'm like, what is it? Looking through the manual and everything, and it's the tire pressure. So I flip over to the tire thing, and it's under like 15 pounds. Like it's
so
fucking
low.
But it doesn't look flat. So I was like, well, maybe this is fucked up or something.
Yeah.
But I take it to the gas station, and what the fuck is up with air? We're paying $2 for air now.
$2.
$2 for air.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and sure enough, it was under pressure, and so we paid the fucking $2 for air. We're buying water and air now, people. I don't know why.
Under pressure.
So we fill it up with air, and then next we go and we or start cleaning it because the windshield I can barely see out of. It's all dirty and gross, and then you're like, on the inside. I'm like, what? And you're like, it's on the inside. So you get out like these wet naps or whatever, and you're in the inside, and I'm cleaning it from the outside, and we're scrubbing down this fucking car that we shouldn't have to be doing this for.
Shouldn't have to be doing it.
Yeah. And by the way, this gas station was the most Texas gas station I've ever seen. We go inside, and it's just deer heads and buffalo and I think there was a zebra in there.
I think there was a zebra.
Yeah, and there's like but my home, I mean, there's Mexican beers right there as soon as you walk in.
Nice and
For some
cold.
reason, there's a little Caesars inside this gas station.
And a taco stand.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. But we go to, then I messaged the guy and say, hey, there were some people in the car when we picked it up. And also, there's a cell phone here.
Yep.
He didn't answer me for 3 days.
Nope.
And so I messaged him again because I said, and we figured out that the tire had a plug in it, but they plugged it on the side of the tire, which is like a no-no,
Not
you know. And so we think that's where it was leaking. And I said, hey, I think your tire has a leak. Totally ignores my message about people being in the car or a cell phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, sorry about that. I'll get that tire replaced when you drop it off.
Yeah, just like good to know. We need a tire
Yeah.
to drive this
so we got
weekend.
the tire, the dirty car, the cell phone, the people like fucking in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know we rented the Dallas Bang Bus.
We did. We really did. The whole thing was just it's a mystery. It's still to this day, it's a mystery.
Yeah, but I mean, $100, $100.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for 3-4 days for a rental car, I think it was like $700, and we got this for like $105 or something.
And we know why.
Yeah, true. Touche.
Now we
Touche.
know why.
Well, let's get to the Eclipse.
Yes.
So
amazing.
yeah, and the reason I went to Texas, initially, if you remember Davi from the Burt Show, she invited me to go to Mazatlan in Mexico.
Mazatlan.
Sorry, we've just been saying it wrong.
My neighbor told me Mazatlan.
And so we were like looking for tickets to go there, but since that's like was one of the spots in Mexico, everybody was going there. So the tickets were super expensive. We said, nah, we're not going to do that. But I really wanted to see it. So I'm looking all around. It was like $150 to fly to Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Where
like,
else did you look though? Didn't you look a few other places?
oh yeah, I looked at, like I think our friend Mindy went to Cleveland, and I was like, all right. But I was thinking this time of year, the weather is supposed to be better in Mexico and Texas, like less clouds or whatever. I think
Right.
the Northeast gets more storms, and because the temperature changing and everything.
And I ain't paying $600-700 to go to Cleveland.
No, not
sorry,
happening.
Sorry, Cleveland. Sorry, Ohio. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So we decided to go to Texas, and we get there, and it's like the biggest storm that they've had in all year or something is about to come upon us.
Yeah.
They're like predicting baseball size hail
Yeah.
the day of the eclipse. It was beautiful when we got there up until the day of the eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Figures.
even so, it was mainly just cloudy. And so I'm watching the news like every day. I woke up the day of the eclipse. I woke up at 6 a.m. because we had originally planned to go east. We were going to drive about an hour east from Dallas to be in like the central part of the totality. Just because we thought, well, maybe I don't know if it'll be different in the city because the lights and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, we're going to go over there. And our buddy Alec, he's a pilot now.
Yes.
So he has all these weather apps and stuff. So he's trying to tell us where to go. So as of that night, that's where we were going. We're going an hour east.
Mm-hmm.
And then that morning we wake up and I'm watching the local news.
You really
which,
were.
by the way, Dallas, I don't know if it was everybody's experience across the country, but Dallas did it right. I feel like in Atlanta in 2017, people were barely talking about the eclipse. Yeah. When we landed in Dallas, that older couple was like, "Are you guys here for the eclipse?"
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck did you know? Was it like written on? Do I have an
What?
Eclipse shirt on? Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
We got asked that a couple of times. You guys in town for the Eclipse?
Every brewery, you know, it's like, how do they know we don't live here? You know, like
we probably had fresh young faces like,
Yeah.
yay, we're here
Or
to
too
try all
tan
your
or something.
beers. Yeah, that too. We were probably very
Yeah.
tan. Everyone just got out of winter.
But the news was on top of it. Every news channel, they had like round the clock coverage. This one state, I think it was like Fox 4 in Dallas. They brought in like 29 physicists or not astrologers. What's the other one? Astronomer. Yeah.
Astronomer.
I was like, not the one with the, you know, the zodiac signs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
astrologers.
Astronomers. Yeah, so they brought in like 29 astronomers from around the world, and they had them down at like the Science Museum and different places around Dallas giving talks and telling them about it, educating the kids.
So cool.
They had festivals at like a lot of the little towns. Like Ennis, I think, had a big festival.
Yeah, Ennis was supposed to be the big one.
They just really did. Oh, they gave away 1 million glasses, like the
pair of the
solar eclipse glasses. Yeah, we ordered them on Amazon ahead of time to get to Sarah's house. But we get there, everybody's fucking giving them away or has them or selling them. Every brewery had them. Every brewery had a fucking eclipse party with eclipse style beers.
Yep.
I mean, we dropped the ball in 2017. I mean, we're gonna have to wait.
We're prepared.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait like 40 years or 20 years or something to redo it, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well.
But so I'm watching the news, and we realize, oh shit, it's gonna be the storm's coming up from the Gulf. So if we go east, we're gonna get caught in it. And that was my biggest fear. I was like, please don't let this all be for nothing. I mean, even though I was trying to like make amends in my head or make peace in my head that like, okay, like even if this doesn't happen, we still had a great time with our friends and, you know, had a good time in Dallas. And I was watching the news, and this one guy that chases the eclipse and takes people to them all over the world, he said he's only not seen the eclipse twice.
Oh.
And one of the times was Antarctica. And he's like, they rented a big ship and took everybody down to Antarctica, and they couldn't see anything. He's like, we couldn't even see the ground. It was so foggy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And he's like,
don't be on the water.
He's like, I was kind of like upset about it. But then 3 days later, I was standing on a beach whatever, in the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a beach, but it's, you know, whatever.
Island?
In Antarctica. And he goes, I was standing on the beach with 10,000 penguins, and it was like the most amazing experience, and I totally forgot about all the, you know, the eclipse stuff. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be like, if it doesn't happen, we had a great time with our friends.
Yes. Of course.
But I still want to see the eclipse.
Yeah.
So
of course.
So I'm trying to figure out, and I'm watching the radars and stuff since like 6 a.m. And I go, okay, we got to go south. So I found this city like an hour south that seemed like it was a good spot where there was a break in the clouds and everything. And apparently clouds are hard to predict. You know, it's like there's like high clouds and low clouds, and I can't remember which is which, but one of them moves faster than the other, and the other ones are like stagnant, like they don't move, but other ones can blow through.
We learned so much about flying in clouds. And
oh, totally.
Stuff
Yeah, I'm like basically a meteorologist at this point. I mean, I can be wrong too, guys. But so we were like, all right, we're gonna go south. So we leave like around 10 a.m. It's like an hour, and we get and when we leave our friend's house, it is like blue skies.
Beautiful, sunny, hot, wonderful weather.
Yeah, but they were kind of like on the edge of the path of totality. So I wanted to just stay there, but I also wanted to be more into the path.
Yeah. They were staying as like home base. They didn't want to leave. They were doing some things around the house, and we were going to venture out. But I love our little solar eclipse group chat. We were like, how's it looking there now as we're driving down the road? How's it looking now? Like they kept us updated.
So we get about half an hour south, halfway to this city, and it looks pretty good, but it appears that further south as we're going that there are more clouds. And I said, let's stop halfway and wait a little bit, because if these clouds, you know, we don't want to go there and then be an hour away from their place and have them be like, oh, it was beautiful here, you didn't see it, you know, and then it's all cloudy there.
And honestly, we were gonna do the whole full hour, drive the full hour. About 30 minutes out, we were like, you were looking for the next kind of gas station that we could fill up our tire.
Oh yeah, because we were doing that still.
Yes, we're still filling up the tire. We're making the best of it. We're just dealing with it, whatever. We didn't want to get stuck, you know, the next 30 minutes and have to fill up our thing. So QT and Costco has free air.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Good to know. That's great. So we stop at this QT, just like in, you know, Atlanta, we're used to those, get our air. And then you're just like, this looks beautiful here. It looks beautiful in this area. Let's stay.
And we were about halfway in between their house and the place we were going. And if we went all the way there, it would have been an hour to get back.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let's stay here for a little bit so we can say, oh, just 30 minutes back, we can pop back real quick, or 30 minutes more, we can go down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hanging out there, and I was like, let's just risk it here.
Yeah.
So I look around on the map and I find a park. And so I was like, let's go. I don't want to be around a bunch of people. They had like, what is it? The Cotton Bowl. Is the Cotton Bowl in Dallas?
Yeah.
One of
I
the
think
bowls.
that's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
I feel, no, or is it Sugar Bowl? I don't know. One of them. Anyway,
I think he said the Cotton Bowl.
The stadium there, everybody like filled in there and watched it from there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around like a million other people doing this. This is like a very like emotional, spiritual event. I want to be kind of in the wilderness, like when it was me, Brandy, and her boyfriend at the time. And it was just really cool to just be with like, people you care about.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want to be like you and me, like in a field or in a park or something. So we find this park and we drive in there, and like, how are you not able to find a fucking park?
Yeah.
Like we get there,
That's a little
and, I mean, we
difficult.
found the park, but it wasn't a free park. It was like they had camping and all this stuff. So it was $20 a car to get in.
Yeah, we were like
And I was like, well, what if we have to leave?
Yeah.
Because the clouds get too bad. So I'm like, I ain't doing that.
No.
So then he told us where to go. He
Yeah.
told us to go to this other park.
He was like, hey, a lot of people like this park down here, like Lloyd Park. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, that was the one we went to first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't remember what the other one was called.
Yeah.
But the one that we're trying to go to for $20 has like a lake, and I thought it'd be really cool. The other one, it was still good. I mean, there was some hiking trails and stuff, but there was like a playground and a skate park and a school or something. Yeah. But it turned out to be the best place to stay because we could park our car right there. Mm-hmm. There was bathrooms. We brought a couple drinks, and we just fucking sat there on the hood of the car and just waited for it to happen.
It was awesome. And there wasn't a lot of people around. Just a couple people pulled up, but everyone kept like their distance. Like they all wanted to do the same thing for the Eclipse.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing. So, yeah, we're just sitting there. And what did you think? This is my second one, but what did you think? How did you feel when you saw it?
I thought it was amazing. I had chills. I was happy. I was almost sad. I was like, this is amazing. And it's like, it's science. You know what's going to happen. I knew what was going to happen. I've seen your videos. I've seen videos online. We're watching all week. But to see it in person and just like almost hear everyone else like gasping at the same time, and everyone was cheering when it was full totality, and it was such a cool experience. I'm really happy that you're like, no, you have to see this once in your life at least.
And like we got some pretty good videos and stuff. With my cell phone, I got some good ones like zooming in and seeing it, but then I got some other ones with my 360 camera, just seeing how it gets so dark and how the light comes back up. It gets really chilly,
So, yeah, it did get really cool once it was full totality. But I think people were staying away from us because you had a whole compound of gadgets. You had your GoPro stuck on the thing, and then your 360 standing up, and people were just like walking around us like, this guy is legit about the Eclipse.
And if anybody looks at, like, nobody said this to me, but I don't want to look like a lot of people say, well, just, live in the moment. I'm like, when I'm fucking 80, I'm not going to remember this moment. So I want to have some footage of it. But when the video that I posted is maybe like really 20 to 25 minutes long, and I condensed it into like 51 seconds.
Yeah.
So if it looks like we're constantly putting our phones up, we are, but it's not all that, like we still put our phones down and just like lived in the moment for that. It just looks like that because I've condensed so much time into such a small amount of time.
And to say like, the full eclipse is only like 4 minutes. That was the longest 4 minutes of my life. We talked, we cheered, we were filming, we were doing all sorts of stuff, but I felt like I could enjoy the moment, but then also got great footage of it to share.
Totally. And it was cool too because when it got dark, this plane flew directly over our heads, very low, and you could see it just go through the eclipse.
It was so cool. I would have loved to have been on that plane. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I need to get a telescope. That's what the next one I go to. I want to get a telescope and hook it up with my camera somehow and do that so I don't have to do anything. That's really what I wish I would have done with my phone. Because what I did with my phone is I took one of the pair of glasses and cut it in half and then put one of the eye things over the back of my phone so I'd get better photos.
Yeah.
And that worked fantastic. So I want to put it on a tripod next year and just be able to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was great. I enjoyed
really
it
cool.
thoroughly. And the pictures and videos are just, it's insane to comprehend what's going on.
Isn't it kind of emotional? Like,
oh, yeah.
It's like, I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's like something bigger than you. I guess maybe that's what religious people feel like or something.
Oh, it was like you felt everything, the temperature, just all of it.
Yeah, but I always just think of like every civilization that's ever existed has experienced this.
Yeah.
And probably most of them don't know what was happening.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I want to go to an eclipse and not know that it's happening and just be like, what the fuck?
Oh my God, what's happening? Why is it dark already?
Yeah.
But even also like the not just the temperature, but like the animals, the bugs and the birds and everything around. It was so lively and such a nice hot spring day, and then you could just hear everything like confused. Like
it was like everything stopped, and then when it got real dark, you started to hear like the bugs that were normally on at night, and then when it got a little bit lighter, then everything stopped and it was like dead silent.
Yeah,
it was so weird.
It was so creepy.
Yeah, but and I didn't even get to it. So when we got to that place, to this park, it was like more cloudy than not. It wasn't like completely overcast, but like clouds were kind of like, coming through, right?
They were moving, yeah.
Yeah.
They were definitely blowing
And so
through.
I was like really nervous. It was getting to be like 20 minutes and it was like this cloud would like kind of hang over and then it moved by. I was like, okay, like there's no way that this cloud or any of these clouds are going to stay for 4 minutes in the same spot.
Yep.
And maybe 10 minutes before it started, everything opened up.
Yeah.
Like there were still clouds, but the space that we wanted to see it at, all the clouds were gone. It was like perfect, fucking perfect. And the other thing I think is funny is all the people that don't trust scientists and all these, academic people right now, these motherfuckers predicted this thing to the fucking second.
To the second.
And everybody went outside and stood there waiting for it to happen, knowing that these scientists, said that. So however you feel about the science community, they ain't all wrong.
No.
We do know some shit.
They're definitely spot on.
Yeah. Oh, man. So it was amazing. Hopefully everybody else, even the partial eclipse are really cool. So,
yeah.
I mean, just go experience it if you can. It's amazing. Totally.
I would agree. I will definitely go to another one if I can.
All right. Well, I think that's about it for this week. I don't think we got any plans this weekend. So probably some crazy shit's going to be talked about next week.
Yeah, I'm sure. We always say we don't have any plans, but things happen.
Yeah, something's going to come up.
Yes.
Probably, yeah. But it is my mom's birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
So happy birthday, Jackie.
Feliz cumpleaños, Jackie. Yay.
Yeah, so.
She's turning 21 again.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Love it.
I don't know where we're getting her yet, but.
We're going to take her out for a good time.
Well, it's hard
when she comes back.
here because, we can't mail or something. So.
Yeah, can't mail a card. Just something. Moms don't ever want anything like super special. It's just the thought that counts.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, hope she has a great birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And
we love you.
Yep. So thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus, where you can buy us some virtual beers. Woo. And as usual, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, Google Podcasts, @Hansons on Hiatus.
Yes, so. Hansons at Hiatus. Hansons on Hiatus, Jesus.
@Hansons on Hiatus. Yeah, I knew what you meant. But all right, well, hope you guys have a great, safe rest of your weekend. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.